What's going on, everybody? It's Conti here with another video. Video and audio tracks in DaVinci Resolve 15. First thing as always is to get some media content into my media pool by going to File, File and Import Media. I've inserted two MP4 files, Mountains and Fireworks, and a PNG file which is the channel logo. What I'm going to do first of all is left click on the Mountains MP4 file and drag this down to my timeline, letting go of the left mouse button once it's in place, which is right at the beginning, 00. What you see appearing to the left of the video and audio track now are a set of properties, V1 for the video, A1 for the audio. I'm now going to drag down the PNG file to the beginning of my video also, and you can see V2 automatically appearing. If I go to my timeline view options and select the second clip view option in the middle here, now going back to my timeline, you can see that thumbnails appear on the blue sections. The first thumbnail represents the first frame on the video, and the one on the far right of the same track represents the final frame that you will see. What's also appeared in the video track layer section here are the names of each track also. If you left click on one of these options, you can type in a new name for this particular video track here, like so. Press enter when you're done. At present, the PNG file is displayed over the actual video of the mountains. This is due to the arrangement of the two blue visual layers in the V section. The video layers on top will appear in front of those on a lower video track layer. If I drag the Mountains video clip up, for example, above the PNG file to V3, which has automatically appeared, then the PNG file of my logo has disappeared. Press Ctrl and Z to undo any mistakes. Use Command instead of Control if you're a Mac user. Tracks can also be inserted using a menu which appears when you right click on either the audio or the video tracks on the left here. If I right click, for example, you should see Add Track appearing. If I left click on this in the video section, now video 4 has appeared. To remove this again, right click and click on Delete Track. Note how no extra audio sections have appeared. If you right click next to A1 and click Add Track, you will be given a set of choices as to the type of soundtrack that you will insert. Conventionally, we use stereo in DaVinci Resolve, which I'm going to select here, and A2 appears on the audio track list here. Should I want to get rid of any tracks that contain no content, such as video 3 here and A2 for example, I can right click anywhere in this track list, whether it be video or audio, and select Delete Empty Tracks. Now the only tracks remaining are those with the PNG video and audio file. Should I want to insert a new empty video and audio track at the same time, what I can do is go to Add Tracks, and here I'm able to do both at the same time. You can also determine where on your timeline the new tracks will appear in relation to the existing tracks. So for example, if I want my third video track to appear above my PNG file, I'll simply go to above second. The options that you have available here will depend on the tracks that you already have on your timeline. If I click above second and choose below audio 1 for my audio with stereo selected as the audio track type and click on Add Tracks, you can see now that I've got my new video track furthest up and the audio track furthest down. To prevent myself as a DaVinci Resolve user from editing a video that I want maintained, what I can do is click on the padlock symbol that appears parallel with the relevant track. So here for example, if I select the padlock symbol for Mountains, this track becomes dark and I will now not be able to change this particular part of my video project file. However, if I left click on this dark section here and drag my mouse cursor to the right, you can see that the audio track for this particular video clip has been shifted to the right, whilst the video clip itself remains in its original position. The number which appears in the red box basically represents how far the start of the audio track is from the start of the video. So in this case here, you won't be able to hear the sounds of the mountain video until just over 9 seconds into this video clip. Therefore, to ensure consistency with your editing in DaVinci Resolve, if you want to keep both the video and sound of a particular film running parallel with one another, it is recommended that you lock both the video and audio layers when doing your editing. I'm going to press Ctrl and Z to undo and click on the padlock symbol for audio 1, and now I'm not able to edit either the video or audio content of the mountain clip. To unlock again, simply left click on the padlock symbol, which is currently in white, and these two clips should appear highlighted again. The next icon along from the padlock symbol is the auto select icon. At present, all my video and audio layers have this selected. Note how my indicator is at the 00 mark of my video. If I press I, you should be able to see a grey line appearing on your timeline just below the duration segments at the top. If I drag my indicator along by a couple of seconds, roughly, and press O and zoom in slightly so you can see, what I've established now is the in and out boundaries that will make up a selection of the video and audio content below. At present, I have my mountains video clip selected. If I click off this on a random section of my timeline, then the section beyond the grey lining here will appear dark, and the segment parallel to this below will appear highlighted. If I press backspace on my keyboard, then those first two sections of the video clip, including the logo and the audio, will be removed. If I bring the original clip back again and press delete this time, what's happened now is that the first 2 seconds have been removed and each track has been moved back to where the initial in point was set. So there's no blank space before these particular edits. Bringing back my original files again, if I this time deselect the auto select icon from my logo PNG file, notice how this section goes dark, and this time when I press backspace, only the video content and the audio file is removed, whilst this file here remains. The same can be done to the audio file as well, and if I press delete instead, what's happened now is that the first 2 seconds of the video clip has been removed. However, the audio that was to play with those first 2 seconds of the video has remained, as you can tell by the +2 number here. The third icon, with the rectangle comprising of 2 dotted lines, one on either side, enables us to make a particular segment invisible in our video list here. So if I click on the icon which contains the mountains clip, for example, you can see from the preview box that the mountain has disappeared from view, and all we can see now is the logo. To make a particular video or image file visible again on the final project file, simply left click on the icon once more. And now the mountains has returned to view, as you can see in the preview here. Note how one of these video track files here has a red highlight around it. If I drag my red indicator back to the beginning, to 00, with this red rectangle remaining, what I'm going to do is return to the media pool and select Fireworks Original by left clicking once. What's happened now is that A1 has been highlighted also. This is because DaVinci Resolve needs both a video and an audio track layer for this to go in should I choose to insert this track onto my timeline. If I left click on the insert clip option below my media pool, you can also press F9 as a keyboard shortcut to do this. What has happened is that the Fireworks Original clip has been inserted just before the red indicator mark at the start of my original mountains video. If I press Ctrl and Z again to go back to its previous state, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to select V2. Now the V2 has disappeared and I have the V1 with the red rectangle appearing here. The other 2 video tracks remain in their original state. This time, with the indicator still at 0 again and my Fireworks video clip selected, I'm going to go back to Insert Clip once more, and then once clicked you can see how the fireworks now go into the different section which I've highlighted. The same will also apply to the audio layers also, as I've chosen the second one down here in this new example. What if I only wanted to insert the audio from a particular MP4 file, such as this fireworks video here? If I left click on the highlighted track here with the red rectangle, what you should see appear now is the V1 label with a grey background. A1 in audio remains highlighted in red. When I click on insert clip once again, you can see here that no video content has been inserted, and all I'm doing from the media pool is bringing in the audio section of my fireworks. You can also set both the video and the audio track sections to grey so that nothing can be inserted where your red indicator is. What I'm going to do now is go back to the version I just had with the fireworks audio inserted. I'm now going to highlight the top 3 track layers using my mouse and going to drag these to the beginning of my timeline so that they're parallel with the fireworks soundtrack. When I preview this particular video file, you can hear both the mountains and the firework audio tracks playing at the same time. What if I wanted to only hear the mountain soundtrack? If I select the S on this particular audio track layer, you can hear that the fireworks soundtrack has been muted. If I left click on the S again to go back to the original state, then both audio tracks will play. What I can also do is click on the M next to fireworks, and the fireworks track has been muted once again. Left click on the red M to bring the audio back. Should you want your video file to contain subtitles, simply right click on the video track list and choose add subtitle track. This should come up with an ST1 track section, and if I left click on this section up here on the timeline, you should see a crate caption appear on your inspector. Left click on crate caption and the default text to appear in the subtitle section here will appear in the caption box below. You can see the subtitle box appearing on your timeline also next to ST1. This can be made invisible at any time by left clicking on the eye, like so. Click on the eye again to bring it back. To remove any tracks, simply right click on the relevant track and delete. So if I right click on video 1 for example, I have removed the mountains video file. Bear in mind that the mountains audio track remains. If I left click on the video file and press delete myself, then I can delete both of them at the same time. As previously shown, I can left click and drag layers up to other track numbers manually, or I can right click on the track list here and choose to move tracks up and down, like so. If I wanted to change the actual colour of a particular track, I can right click on the relevant track name as well and choose change track colour. I'm going to change the mountain video clip segment to pink. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that video was useful to you. To support this channel, please like and subscribe. Join me soon for another video. Take care.